Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to this week's Winners and Losers. A look at the standings the week of November 7th to the 14th. Let's start with Pittsburgh. There's been no change. Their last 10 games, 7-2-1, although they lost their last one. Washington moved up one spot with a 5-4-1 record, although they lost their last game. And Toronto has a 500 record. They've played 5-5 in the last 10 games and dropped a spot, losing to Ottawa most recently. The New York Rangers, great movement on that one. 2 weeks ago they were in 11th place. They moved up to 4th. They're winners of 6 in a row with a 7-2-1 record for their last 10 games. Philadelphia dropped a spot. Buffalo, no change whatsoever. And Florida and Tampa have swapped places once again this week. Looking lower in the standings, New Jersey went from 12th place 2 weeks ago to 9th with a 5-5 record in their last 10 games, winners of their last. Ottawa, big drop there. They went from 4th place 2 weeks ago all the way down to 10th. They lost 5 games, although they did win one against Toronto on Saturday. Boston's finally gotten their game back, winners of 5 in a row. Their last 10 games 5-4-0, and went from 15th place to 11th. I thought they would have gone up higher than that with 5 wins, but everybody else is winning consistently, so they're not making much progress. Montreal, no change from last week, winners of their last 2. Carolina went from 9th place 2 weeks ago to 13th. They've won their last game, but their last 10 games is 3-6-1. Winnipeg swapped places with the Islanders. They've lost their last 2 games, and the Islanders have lost their last 1. And now for the Western Conference. Chicago went from 3rd place 3 weeks ago to 1st place, winners of 3 in a row with a 6-3-1 record. Dallas swapped places. They dropped 1 to 2nd place. Minnesota went from 9th 2 weeks ago all the way up to 3rd, top of their division. Edmonton went from 1st place 2 weeks ago down to 4th. They've lost their last 3 with a record of 5-4-0 in their last 10 games. Detroit, the big surprise here. I knew they'd get around to us eventually. They went from 12th place all the way up to 5th, winners of their last 4 games with a 4-5-1 record in their last 10. Phoenix dropped a spot from 5th to 6th, 6-2-2 in their last 10 games, winners of their last. San Jose still in 7th place, although they lost their last game with a nice record of 7-2-1 after being out of the playoffs at the beginning of the year. Nashville hanging in there, went from 9th place to 6th place last week, down to 8th place this week with a 6-2-2. They've lost their last game. Los Angeles has been struggling. They won their last game, but their last 10 game records is 3-5-2. They were in 4th, they're now in 9th. Vancouver has absolutely no change. They won their last game. They're 5-5 in their last 10. St. Louis went from 13th to 11 in 2 weeks with a 6-3-1, winners of their last game. Colorado went from 5th place down to 9th, down to 12th this week. They lost their last game. Their last 10 game record is 3-6-1. Calgary is playing 5-5 in their last 10 games, went from 14th to 12th to 13th. Anaheim struggling still, went from 11th place down to 14th with a 2-5-3 in their last 10, losers of their last game. And Columbus won their last game, but are still in 15th place with a 3-7 record for their last 10. Until next time.